going to get started just for time's sake, and then other people will probably join in a few minutes or so. So thank you everyone for coming. I know that we had discussed last week, we were going to do the topic of reopening and what everyone can expect organization-wise and guide-wise in terms of a reopening in the wake of COVID and kind of what you can do with the apps. We did, however, contact a few organizations and we're waiting to hear back because we want to make sure that for that specifically, we have organizations similar to yours who can come on the line and actually speak to what they're going to be doing. We don't want to just tell you as client managers and as marketing, as OnCell in general, what we think you should do. We want you to hear it from organizations yourselves. So we are still kind of waiting for some people to agree to come on and speak. So we're setting up meetings for that. But so we're thinking of maybe doing that either next week or the week after, but we're looking to bring on a tour operator to speak about what they're kind of doing in terms of how they can augment their app and their tours to now kind of make it safer for people to take tours or just kind of pivot their business in general. And then same with museums and other cultural organizations. We are looking to get those people on just to show you kind of what they're doing. Christina Lake is on the line. I discussed a few weeks ago about how the organization is going to use the app as the sole tour for their organization, and they aren't going to have docent tours right away just for safety issues. So just something to think about in terms of the next few weeks and what we'll be kind of looking at, but we are looking to still do that one. I know a lot of people were looking for that one, but today, since we had gotten so many questions about it, we wanted to go through and just show you a demo of what the new platform is going to be. It's as of right now, there's a few organizations on it. Walt Disney Family Museum, which I've shown a lot, is on there. So Josh is actually going to just run through and demo some of the apps and then demo the builder for you. Feel free to ask as many questions as you want. The features that you see on the platform are not only going to be the features that are on there. We are trying to get feature parity with the OnCell builder. So this one is a little bit more similar to the My Tours builder in terms of how you build things out. But we are looking to bring in some of those OnCell features, more of like those gamified things for those museums and people who have been using that. So I'm going to just hand it over to Josh. I'm not going to do any presentation today because I want you to really have some time to see the apps and ask a bunch of questions that I'm sure everyone might have in terms of us moving forward on this platform and what you can expect. But we are looking to migrate, especially the OnCell apps, which is why we're looking for that parity. We are looking to migrate those OnCell apps over to the new platform eventually. So, and if you are on My Tours and you are, looking at the new platform and you like it, might be something to talk to your CSM about, your client manager, because they can actually discuss with you how easy it might be to migrate your app that's on My Tours over to this new platform and just kind of get the ball rolling on that. So Josh, I will hand it over to you to do the demo, and feel free to just ask questions. I'm going to be keeping an eye on the Q&A in the chat to ask questions to Josh in between these demos. So feel free to put all of your questions in there. All right, Josh, over to you.
Yep, excellent, thank you. Yeah, so we will run through some examples on this new platform. And as Genevieve mentioned, we are not quite to feature parity yet with OnCell. We're closer with My Tours to the new version. So I guess just kind of right out of the gate, we'll get through some of the features that are not there. And then we'll actually do the demo. So badges and photo filters, I know those are the two big ones in terms of either gamifying or just making a more interactive app. So those are two that are not on this new platform yet. But if your tour is kind of a more interpretive tour or collection, this new version is really great. So we will start sharing my screen. Oh, actually, it's telling me that screen sharing is disabled for me. Genevieve, are you able to switch that?
Yeah, let me see if that's something on the... Okay, I'm going to make you host, Josh, and see if that works.
Okay.
Can you see that now?
Yep.
Perfect.
Okay, so is everybody seeing my screen here? This
Yep.
cultural atlas of New Mexico. And then switching over here is the actual builder. Just let me know if you're not able to see anything at any time.
Yeah, it's all looking good.
Okay, cool. So this is the look of the new builder, similar to the current My Tours builder. You can think of projects and content as My Apps and My Tours. And then kind of the same when you're in here, we've got collections and tours, screens, and media. And so these can be thought of as kind of your library, your pages, and then actually putting these pages together into tours or collections. And I guess the differentiation between a collection and a tour is kind of how it's laid out. So a tour, is stop 1 to stop 2, goes in sequential order, just like your tour now might. And then a collection doesn't really have an order. It's more just a list where all of those options are available and the user is free to choose, in any order. And I think in terms of some examples, that's where we'll start. We'll start with this Palo Alto public art program that does have their app set up as a collection. And this story apps, this My Tours V3, kind of name interchangeable there, can be published to a web app or a native app. And we are viewing it on a browser, so it is formatted to fit, a phone or a tablet. So that's why we're seeing the white on the sides here, but this is it on a desktop. So their collection here has all of these different public art pieces, and they just set theirs up in alphabetical order, since there isn't really an order that you would have to go to view these. And then we can click in and we can see the map here, where it's located, text, images, some more text. So the layout here with this new builder is similar to OnCell in the sense that you can order your media in different ways, whereas the current My Tours builder does have it set where it's, an image, a video, audio, text in that order. The order can be played with and moved around. So they have a gallery here, different images, and then we can click back to that main collections page. And their tabs here, so they have their public art, and they have the about, where they just list some information about the organization itself. So that's how the collections are working. And again, this is kind of just a sneak peek here. If you are thinking to move your tours, your apps over to it, we can certainly talk one-on-one with your CSM, or if you email support@OnCell to learn more, we can talk about how your specific app would function on here, and if you'd be the right time to move it over. This cultural tourism DC, so similar to collections, they use tours. So and what's actually nice is you can have tours inside of a collection, or you can have collections with sub collections essentially. So they have these 2 collections can be thought of, the Downtown Heritage and the U Street Heritage. And then when we click in here, we're presented with 3 different tours, all of downtown, just west, central, and east. Another click takes us in where we can actually start the tour. So similar to now, we're presented with, just kind of the name. You can add how long it's going to take, and then, just some descriptive information. So we can start the tour. And we see here, so they kind of follow the current order on the My Tours anyway, where it's, name, image, audio. They chose just kind of a simple short description, but this could be, the full audio text, could be more descriptive, up to you really there. And then their audio, we can play. And when it does pop up, it does give the user the option to jump back 15 seconds, move forward 30 seconds, and then we'll show this on the Walt Disney app, but this can pop up here. This can be taken over the screen and could actually have a transcript right in here. Here we've got kind of our site list with all the different stops along the tour, so you can, you know, jump ahead if you wanted to. Their map here, so again, takes us right into DC. We can zoom. And this map, this is again using Mapbox, just like the current My Tours builder is. And it's going to show us the page that we were on, so we can switch to St. Mary's Church here, and then we can quickly jump to that page. And then, so those two, the Cultural Tourism DC and the Palo Alto Public Art Program, they have, you know, kind of set, one is a collection, one is a tour. This Walt Disney Family Museum is kind of both. This was the first project on here, and it is certainly the most expansive so far. So they have their main gallery tour, a full accessibility tour. So this builder was designed with accessibility as the forefront. So it worked as much as, you know, My Tours and OnCell currently, they do work with all phone accessibility features. This new one does an even better job of it. So we can jump into their accessibility tour. So they have an audio described tour and an ASL tour. And just like now, these are you know, tours that would have to be designed and created ahead of time. It doesn't have the ability to translate captions or, you know, provide sign language videos. But if that's something you have, you know, we can help you organize that as an accessible tour. And then they also have a social story for anybody on the autism spectrum to kind of lay out, you know, what you're going to see coming into the museum. If we click into their audio described tour, similar to DC, they, you know, let you know how many stops there are, description, we can start, and they've got it laid out here with their audio, image, and we can got previous and next buttons. Again, full site list. They chose to use kind of, these are just images that were created, kind of layout 1 through 10 here. And this is set up, so this was their accessibility tour. They also have their main gallery tour. We can start that. And then these tabs, again, as mentioned, these can be changed. So, you know, whereas some people have 2, they have 4. And the visit here, what's really nice is the in-app browser. So this is actually linking out to their website, just the Walt Disney Family Museum's website, which, here we go. Which, as long as your website is mobile optimized, it really looks nice here in the app. It keeps the global navigation bar here, so you can, you know, easily get back to that main page. They also have, you know, their membership, again, linking right to their membership page on their website. And then something else that's really nice about these apps are the languages. So Walt Disney did translate their app into a number of different languages. So if you currently have a multilingual app, it might be something to think about putting it on here, where you can easily switch between the languages. Even in, when you're in the app itself.
And there was one question that came through, Josh.
Sure.
Is it the expectation that all current tours on the OnCell platform will be migrated to this new format? And if so, do you have an estimated timeline?
So currently, anybody who wants to migrate can migrate. We'll work with you on that. To actually, to a point where we're shutting down the OnCell builder, we are very, very far away from that. So there's no worry, that your content, your tours are going to have to move here. That's still a ways off, like a few years potentially.
And then there was one other question that came through. Is this the premium My Tour / OnCell format that the Walt Disney Family Museum is using?
So yes, I guess that would be the kind of our pro plan. Feature wise, this new builder, new platform, it follows the same local and specialty standard and pro plans, where the features are available without at least everything that you're seeing here right now. So it's really the number of tours that you're adding. So if we look at the the DC app, we can think that they have 5 different tours, since they have 3 of the downtown heritage tours, and then 2 of the U Street tours. So that's really the differentiator between the different plans.
Another one, Josh, that came through, 2 others, one of them I can answer, but this one you probably answer. Is the pricing different than the current platform? I think you just kind of answered that a little bit, but
yeah, right now the pricing is the same.
And then another one, is the Forest Service aware and okay with the Forest Service sites migrating to this? So for everyone who doesn't know, we work with the US Forest Service, and we do have their portal app with us, and also individual sites have their own individual apps. It is an account that Josh actually manages, so he's the one who works with the US Forest Service. They are aware. It has come up about the new platform and essentially what can be done on it. But that's another conversation that, without the feature parity right now, the U.S. Forest Service is not going to be moving to this currently, right, Josh?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was something that was discussed, but due to a number of reasons, it was decided to keep the forests on the OnCell platform, at least for the time being, and then hopefully sooner rather than later have it available so we can move over to this one.
One more question. Is there an upcharge to transfer this to the new platform, or is this already part of OnCell's client's package?
So I think there would most likely not be a charge, at least in terms of your plan staying the same. Depending on kind of the size of your tour, there might be a content loading charge, I suppose. We don't have it quite one-to-one where we can just automatically migrate everything. So there is some manual work that would need to be done. So I guess depending on, whether that's us working with you to do it, or, if you want to just turn it over to us to make it as close to your current app as possible. That's, I guess, where the kind of the different charges could come into play.
I think that's all the questions that have come through right now.
Okay. Perfect. So I just wanted to show the builder itself a little bit while we still have some time. So as I mentioned, we've got our projects and our content, which is really our app, and then, the different tours within that. So if we come in here, we've got our app name, language, secondary language. It will have a keypad, so you can quickly, jump from stop to stop. If you are maybe an art gallery or a museum and you have, signs that indicate this is stop 1 along the tour, stop 4, you can jump to there. The QR enabled, so it can scan QR codes, and then it will have actually an app-wide search feature. This is not available yet, but it is something that is on the roadmap. Our tabs, so again, this is where we can add different tabs to the global navigation button, and they can be, a screen web, which would be just an external link. These screen stories, those are the pages that we're creating within the builder, or having it linked to, a collection or a tour that you've created. And you can just pull from your library, so you don't have to, recreate everything while you're doing here. You can create your library or your screens and your collections, and then link to the app after that. Your branding, so you can change, your color scheme with the header, footer, download buttons, text, and then also the accent. Does have the option for an app background image. We would recommend keeping these pretty lightly colored, I suppose, just so it doesn't interfere with the text or images throughout the app itself. And then jumping to content here. So we've got our media, which is where I would recommend starting. So essentially, as you're building on here, you're kind of working backwards from the way this is laid out. So you're uploading your media, you're adding those media items to your screens or your pages, and then you're adding those into your tours and collections. So if we click to edit this image here, so we've got our name. This name just shows up in the builder. It doesn't actually show up for the end user. This attribution, so this is where you could put in some information about this image, and then if I, as the user, click on the image, it'll show up full screen with that information available. The description here is that alt text, so this is, if you're putting anything in here, it's what the phone's accessibility, the screen reader, voiceover will read. And then the caption is just your typical caption that would show up underneath an image. And as far as translating goes, so where My Tours and OnCell currently, you're copying your entire project and then translating after the fact. This you actually can do on a image by image or audio media by media basis, I guess. So if we had Chinese here as well, we can put in our new attribution. The name will stay the same because again, this is just for you in the builder here, but you can put in your new caption, your new attribution, new description. You can replace the image if this image did have English text on it, you could replace it there. So you can save, and then you can just keep adding, as many languages as you have. A screen. So once we have, our media in the builder, we can build our screens. So again, we've got our standard screen, which is, just a regular page that you would build in the builder. The web screen, which is just an external link to, somewhere on your website. And then a screen place, which is something we actually didn't show in any of the examples, but is a nice feature. This Cultural Atlas of New Mexico uses the screen place. So it's essentially like a landing page that you can give in here. So it's similar to a page, just a regular page with images. So you could essentially build this out, but it just gives you the layout here where you can put in some information. You can show its location, link maybe out to their website, and then give kind of a gallery of sorts, but not, maybe it's not a full, stop along the tour. So this would be good maybe for if you're having any sponsors, so you could put, their hours of operation, the location, just some information about them.
A question came through, Josh.
Okay.
Is there a compelling reason to switch to the new platform? Also, it seems there are elements that are still under construction, so is this not quite ready yet?
That's right. So it is, as we've said, it's not completely feature parity with OnCell or My Tours, and it is something that is still a work in progress. It is ready for, as we've said, we do have a handful of apps live on it that are in terms of bugs and that sort of thing. We haven't experienced really any issues. So it just really depends on the features that you're using and wanting. So that's something your CSM, whoever you're working with, will help you to determine if the timing is right to move to here, or stay either on OnCell or My Tours.
Yeah, in terms of like I said, cultural institutions, museums, people who are on OnCell, we don't fully recommend if you use those gamified features right now, like photo filters and badges and scavenger hunts. We don't necessarily recommend, because there's no fair feature parity on this yet with those things, with those gamified features. But in terms of straightforward tours, tour operators, guides, things like that, especially if your main focus is accessibility, the one compelling reason to switch to this platform would be the accessibility features are really great. So that's another thing. If you're a museum that is really big on accessibility, you would do something maybe similar to like what the Walt Disney has done. And then also in terms of just straightforward tours, this one would be ready. But it's that parity too that is not fully there, but will be developed over the course of this year.
Yep, right. But we do have things such as location alerts, working with beacons, either location alerts, either GPS or beacon triggers. Those are something that just got working. So that is here. I know that's a big feature for a lot of people. So those are working now. And so back to creating the screen. So if we choose our standard screen here, we can name this, which again, the name is just for you internally. The title, is what's going to show up for the end user. Got your short title. These images here. So this is, so the large and the square can be thought about. So if in a collection like this would be that large image that you're uploading. And then if you are in a tour and you pull up your tour list, these images would be that small image, or square image.
Another question came through, Josh. Also, it seems as though some questions are coming through to me, and then some questions Travis has actually seen and informing me of them. So I'm sorry if I haven't answered them. I do not see them, but Travis has been seeing them too. One of the questions was, can you transfer one tour to this platform, or do you have to transfer all of the tours that are currently on the OnCell platform?
So it would be your whole app, I guess, unless if you were doing, creating a second app, a second subscription with us, that would be, you could have one tour on here and, a different app on your current either OnCell or My Tours platform.
And another one. Is there a substantial benefit to switching over to this platform now that the OnCell app may not have or be lacking?
So I think it's that, it's that look and feel. This is, 2020 technology being created, as we speak. So it's got the most up-to-date code. It's got, you know, the look and feel of it is really nice. Again, as we mentioned, those accessibility features, if that's something you're after, or, you know, multiple languages, and just some, you know, kind of different flexibility as to how tours can be organized and can be set up.
Another one Travis just got through text. Can you have hidden pages?
Hidden pages in the sense that they would only be triggered by a location alert. No, that is not something we have right now available.
Yeah, if that's also in reference to like OnCell, like you can unlink pages in the OnCell builder so that you have the pages there, but you necessarily don't have them linked. It would kind of work the same. So you would create this content in the builder and then you could unlink certain things, right, Josh?
Right. It just wouldn't be accessible by a location alert. The location alerts do have to be added to the map.
All right, I think that's all the ones that I see so far, question-wise.
Okay. So to add the media that we have uploaded to this page, so we've got our new item here. We can add, you know, text, it can be an image, audio, or video gallery, a location. So that's kind of showing, you know, that map on the specific page. The social link, so you can, you know, link to your social media accounts. And this price item, I guess, would be, again, so this is actually something that's very, I have not seen it before. So this, I think, would be kind of, again, you know, if you're having sponsors in here, you could give some different prices for things. Not that they would be buying it through the app. That's not something that we have available.
Another question, Josh, which I think everyone will appreciate the answer to. Once you have a tour assembled, is there an online preview available, or do you have to download the APK file like it is now?
So this preview that you see over here is something that's still in the works, but it is going to be really nice. It's going to show you, you know, kind of in real time what you're building. For the actual look and feel of it, you know, if you want to actually go out and field test it, it is available as a web app. So we could enable a web app for you that you can take and test. To get the native feel of it, we actually do have it's going to be easier. We have a demo app essentially that can scan a QR code. So instead of getting you an APK, we would be giving you a QR code, and you would download this. It's called the TourBuddy Kiosk app. So you would download it, and then you can scan your QR code and have it natively, you know, either Android or iOS to test. So it wouldn't necessarily be an APK or a test flight anymore.
And then another one, how does the app deal with screen readers in Android and iPhone?
Yep. So it works with all screen readers. So again, it's, you know, it is up to whoever's building to add that content. But like Walt Disney here with their audio describe tour, you know, the screen reader is going to read everything on here. And then with these images, so that's where that description, that alt text, you know, where you're actually describing what this room looks like, as opposed to, you know, maybe just saying what it is, that this is, you know, a bedroom. You would actually be putting in text that describes, you know, the red curtains, the 2 chairs, the 2 photos on the wall, the desk in the center here, table in the center. And that would be done, you know, in your library here when you're uploading your media, just adding those images.
And Gloria, I see your question. Will these features be added to the My Tours builder over time, or will there be a switch at some point, and when about? If you're asking if basically what Josh is showing us right now in terms of like the accessibility and things like that, like those features, if those will be added to the current My Tours builder. The answer is no, because we're going to end up switching anyone who's on My Tours over to this builder once it's done, or depending on what you need for your tour, we could do it soon. So yeah, so the features that we're working on this builder, this is going to be the new My Tours platform essentially. But also correct me if I'm wrong on how I read that question. Just put in the chat and let me know if you meant that a different way. And then there's, okay, yeah. And then file size, we have a large tour with over 100 stops. Can videos be embedded directly into this platform?
Yes, they can. So, so similar to now, you could link out, or you can upload your videos right to it.
Someone also asked, we're about to release our first tour in the next 30 days. Would you recommend we move to the new platform now?
I would recommend, so launching in the next 30 days. If it's all built, is it all built out? I would say if it is all built out, to launch as is on your current platform, and we could, at the same time be migrating your stuff to here. You can kind of be working, on this, and then kind of have, a relaunch of the app, a re-release, in a few, whenever the timing is right, after the initial launch.
Yeah, they said it's not built out yet, and they're currently on My Tours.
Okay, then it might be worth, exploring to put your content on here.
Yeah, I would talk to a CSM.
Yes, yeah, so exactly. So if you, talk to your CSM or email support@oncell.com, we'll set up a time to kind of go over what you're planning and how it would work on here.
Another question, the language package in this program, is there an automatic translator, or does all of the information, or does the text have to be manually translated when applying? Yeah, it has to be manually translated. Same with the other platforms, you'll need that translated content. The platform just makes it easier to essentially put it into this platform and plug it in, and then have it be really navigable for the user, but you would still need that translated content. It does not automatically translate. And just so if anyone's concerned about being forced to move to this new platform, that's not really a concern right now, because obviously you said there's not the feature parity. So we're going to do what is best for your app and your organization. We're not going to put you on a platform that's not going to work for you. So I don't want anyone to be concerned about that, essentially. So that's the one thing that I did want to mention, because maybe some people don't want to move over right away. That's fine. Like we said, this is something that's still kind of under construction, is still being worked on every day. And we just wanted to show you guys what it was going to be like. And maybe there is certain organizations or certain tours that would like to just move on to this and not go through that migration process later. But there's also the conversation that if you are on My Tours and you do want to migrate eventually, this isn't going to be some long manual process. We've done some things manually, like with Walt Disney and other people, just because of the fact it is under construction. We don't have like that one push button where everything gets migrated, but eventually we are working on a fast-tracked migration process. So we don't want you to not have access to your tours, or no one to be able to have access to your organization's app for a certain period of time. So we're getting to the point where if you are able to take a little bit of time for us to get it migrated, that's great. Maybe if you're on My Tours, let's talk about getting that migrated over. But if you're like, no, we need this right now, we're heading into, not an off season, we're going to be in season, we want access to our collections or our organization right now, we don't have time to have that be down, that's okay too, because eventually down the line, we are going to have a fast-tracked migration process where, things won't be offline for a certain period of time. So I just wanted to put that out there for anyone who's concerned we're just going to push everyone over to this new platform and sink or swim. That's not the case. We're very much so, and then it will be the same process when you launch the app. If you do move over to this platform, we will be doing those demos and those tutorials and those one-on-one meetings. You'll have a new kickoff meeting to go over the builder, and it will be that same process of the CSM now walks you through this new building process essentially, and kind of allows for the new questions that are going to come and the new best practices that you're wondering in terms of what organizations have done. So I just wanted to mention that. Josh, do you have anything else you want to demo on that?
No, I think we covered everything. So I guess just, if you have any questions, send them through here. We've got a few more minutes, or set up a time and we can kind of go through things one-on-one and answer, any specific questions you might have.
And yeah, so we will be doing obviously the same. We're going to be going through with kind of our Pacific Coast people this afternoon at 4 o'clock. We're going to show the builder again. So if you wanted to see it again, maybe if you're still kind of deciding if you want to think about migrating, feel free to tune into the 4 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time call, and we'll be doing the same thing. Especially if you can think of any other questions you might have about the process, it might be good to just tune in and ask those and get Josh, or even Travis is on the line today. He's been working with a lot of you on this migration stuff, or just kind of going over what's working best for your organization during the time of COVID. So definitely feel free to send through those questions. Now I'm not seeing anything come through, but you can always obviously email. Apparently you can text Travis and he'll send those questions along. So all right. Thank you everyone for joining, and we hope to see some more people next week. I'll keep everyone updated in terms of when we're talking about the reopening stuff, but it was really great to talk to everyone, and hope to see some more of you in the 4 o'clock call. Bye everyone.
Thanks everyone. Take care.